Hello and welcome to Australian Transformers Weekly. We are bringing you Transformers news from around the world and across Australia. This is episode 242. We are recording live on a locked down, everything's in lockdown, Sunday afternoon. It is July 18th, 2021, but it could be July 18th, 2020. I mean, we're doing the same thing 1 year later. This episode we will be talking about some new figures that were revealed this week, and Brad's put a whole bunch of stories in the run sheet that specifically speak to my interests, so I will be geeking out over some pins later on. All this and more is coming up in this week's episode after this. Hello and welcome, I'm Jason, coming to you live from a locked down Sydney. Joining me we have live from locked down rural Victoria, Brad. How are you doing, sir?
Afternoon, sir. Here we are once again.
Yes, here we are once again. And joining us from locked down Melbourne, which is new. It was not the case last week, but locked down Melbourne. We have Alan Jones, not the Alan Jones from 2GB, thank goodness. Although I don't think we really care what he thinks about Covert Ravage, but this Alan Jones does have thoughts and isn't afraid to share them. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm in Lockdown 5, they call it here. It's Lockdown 5, The Reckoning. It's like a movie trilogy sequel now.
I saw a meme going around this week that says, because you guys are in lockdown number 5, your next one is free. It's a loyalty card. And also, I believe you get a free North Face jacket. But yeah.
Yes, yeah. I'm happy having my lockdown at home this time.
Yes, well, so let's talk about notable things that have happened in the last week or so. Nothing. We're all in lockdown, except Alan has news of a personal nature that is worthy of congratulations.
Yes, I revealed on my last group chat in the acquisitions for that week that I had a baby that day, and we're home now as a family. I've just had a little girl.
Yeah.
Oh man, great work.
Your second little girl, I believe. Is that right?
Yep. This is the number 2. They're getting along excellently. Today she wrapped up the little one in my Transformers fleece blanket that she acquired. It was meant to be for my collection, but now it's sleeps there every day. So
that's gonna happen a lot over the next few years. It'll be, well, that was meant to be in my collection, but. Look, at least you're gonna be raising 2 girls who love Optimus Prime.
Well, one of her first words was "man cave," so that was a good sign.
Nice.
Dear.
Yeah. No, so we're happy. We're just adjusting, and obviously she's having a bit of a nap after a feed now, and the other one too. So I'm ready for some just chillaxing. As you do.
You're ready for chillaxing. You know that doesn't get to happen for another 18 years now, right?
Yeah, you're right. I need to enjoy it while I can. I mean, that's I was having a bit of a celebratory, drink the other night. I think everyone sort of noticed that in my ramblings in the in the group chat at one stage. For
people listening who may not be familiar, TCCA does run some group chats on Wednesday nights in our Facebook group, and we did have some interesting contributions from Alan the other night after the birth of his child and celebratory drinks. But it was all good. It was all in fun.
I was a happy camper, and I was happy to share it with the gang.
Yeah. So if you are hanging out in our Facebook group on a Wednesday night, do join us. The post is in the announcements section, and it's all a messenger voice and video chat. I feel like perhaps we should get going on some news of the week. It's not been an especially heavy news week, so we might be in for a nice quick nice quick rundown of the news this week. So that's
Knock on wood. When does that ever happen?
Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened before. So like, we'll see how successful this is. First up, we are going to follow up last week's story about covert agent Ravage and Decepticons Forever Ravage, which appear to be one and the same thing, with some news. It was officially launched this week. Well, I say launched. It was officially revealed this week. It is available in the US as a Hasbro PulseCon exclusive, which means it'll be sold from Hasbro Pulse. Now, anything that's a PulseCon exclusive has come out in Asia as well, but we're still awaiting some release information, and we're not actually sure whether or not this will actually come to Australia or not. There is a chance that it might end up at EB Games if it does, being sort of a Pulse exclusive. EB does have a good relationship with Hasbro for Pulse exclusives and HasLab things, as we'll discuss later on as well. So its US price is $45, which is a lot for what is actually a deluxe and a G1 reissue. So the pack contains two figures. One is Covert Agent Ravage, who we know from seeing in-hand images is a retool of Kingdom Cheetor. Quite an extensive retool, and it's quite impressive the number of changes that they've managed to make to the mold. But a retool he is. This is also paired up with. This is also paired up with a G1 reissue Ravage, which should be nice with tight joints and chromed weapons and things like that. And so you can, as you can see, putting them side by side, you can see how they're both definitely distinctly Ravage.
Yep.
Now this has been the source of some interesting speculation and confusion in this, because it does appear, by the way that the press release was written, that this was not actually intended to be G1 Ravage originally. It appears that they were actually going to include the War for Cybertron Ravage, but maybe they've realized that they've used that mold a few too many times, because it pretty much shelf warmed during Earthrise last year. It was included in the Netflix Soundwave pack as well. So the reason for the speculation, the press release has actually stated that it's a Micromaster Ravage, which the original G1 cassette was never actually referred to as a Micromaster. But he also is said to have two blast effects, where he very clearly has chromed missile launchers and not blast effects. So there's some thought that maybe this was a bit of a change at the last minute to turn this into the G1 reissue. And the cassette mode does come with included G1 inspired stickers. Now, it also actually comes with a backdrop, which you can't actually see in these photos, but you might be able to see in one of these. The pack includes a sort of a diorama style backdrop that you can use when you get out of the you can use that when you get it out of the box, similar to the way that they did the Quintesson Pit of Judgment set last year. Sorry, I did bring in a Pit of Judgment set for someone last week. Similar to the way they did the Pit of Judgment set last year, with its sort of diorama built in the box. This one is much simpler. There's less things to construct, and there's sort of less 3D aspects to the set, but there is definitely an open slot in the cardboard display for the command deck for Ravage to insert himself in cassette mode to the command deck of the Transwarp Cruiser. So this has caused quite a stir. I've got to say, even since last week, when we just had initial leaked photos of it and no official reveal, there's been a lot of people expressing interest in this, saying that they want to pick it up. I think so the price is a little bit high at $45 US. That's sort of the price of two deluxes, but we're really getting one deluxe, one G1 reissue, which surely they cost them 50 cents by now to churn out, and maybe the rest of the money is all going into that cardboard cutout. I don't know. So I'm not really a Beast Wars guy, but I think you two both count as Beast Wars fans. So, how are you thinking about this set? Are you interested in acquiring it? Do you want to celebrate that episode of Beast Wars?
I'm look, I'm familiar with the show. I enjoyed the show. I think they've done pretty spot on trying to capture his appearance in the Beast Wars show, and it's a great figure and a great retool. I definitely like the G1 added in there because with all the new fans jumping on board, I think it's really good to get them to understand and respect the roots of the whole thing. I don't really have a huge collection of the Beast Wars myself, but I think those Beast Wars fans, new and old, will definitely be going for it because I think they've done a very good job.
Yeah, I'm saying a lot of interest in this from Beast Wars fans, whereas all the G1 fans are just sort of like, oh, good, it's another Ravage. Like I think if you're a G1 fan with a collection of old or new figures, like you've probably got a Ravage already, so it's just sort of like, well, that's included. But yeah,
because his appearance in the show was there like for the G1 fans, essentially, like when they were watching the show, and then suddenly a new Ravage shows up. I think that was the sort of ticker box to get some G1 fans into the show at that time when they started featuring storylines with the G1 cast. But I think it's a good figure. Yeah.
Yeah, season
Right.
3 sort of was doing that cross, bringing G1 into the Beast Wars era. Having Ravage, yeah, it's not going to look the best on your G1 shelf, but it's what he eventually become. It sounds like this is going to be as easy to get as what the original Ravage was, which was also an exclusive. So I haven't got that original Ravage. I'd love to, but it's going for some stupid money at the moment.
when you say the original Ravage, what do you mean?
Without have done research on this before, there's an exclusive Ravage that come out back in the day for season 3.
Oh,
there was
right.
one-
Okay. Yes.
something X. I don't even know.
Yeah,
if it was official or not.
I think it's Jaguar X.
That sounds familiar.
I have seen it. People were trying to figure out if this, before we knew that this was actually a Kingdom figure retooled, people were trying to figure out if this was actually a reissue of that figure. And I think Bradley may have brought it up last week on the podcast because he actually has the figure. But the conclusion we reached was no, it's not actually a reissue.
Yeah, no. If this is a redo of Cheetor, then because that Jaguar X is a little bit out of scale. It's a bit bigger than what it should have been, but
Yeah.
it was great seeing him come into the show, into the series, and if I can find this, it won't be at local retail. It's going to be online, unfortunately, which means it's going to be money. I'd love to have it to me.
Brad, you say local retail as if it's a thing that exists in lockdown.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's all right. Well, look, you guys are a better candidate in a better position to be out of lockdown before Sydney is, because oh my goodness. But yeah. Look, I would also like
Andrews would say no.
I would also like to draw attention to the fact that Covert Agent Ravage does an excellent cheesecake pose, as we currently have on screen at the moment. It is. It's surprising. The only other Transformer that I've seen anyone bother to pose this way is actually War for Cybertron. Not War for Cybertron, sorry. The original G1 Galvatron does a mean cheesecake pose as well. I think that's actually more amazing that it does, and I think a lot of them can probably actually do it these days. But yeah, it's it's stupid sexy Ravage. So
Were we not doing that a lot with Generations RC when she come out,
we
doing these sort of poses?
We might have been, but that might have been a bit silly. As far as people acquiring this, we do have a comment from the live chat. Jonathan Hawkins saying, "While the figure looks great, I doubt I'll go out of my way to get it unless I stumble upon it in person somewhere." So that would be a good sign for Hasbro to actually get stock into EB Games stores so that people can see what they're buying. People love to see what they're buying. So yeah, loved Beast Wars, but yeah, not going to chase this one.
Yeah, it is a one-off. Again, as you're saying, it was in that one or two episodes. as just a tie-in back to. It'd be like if they decided to make a Beast Wars Optimus Prime, which is just the G1 Prime MP4. So
Yeah, that's right.
it's unique.
So Hasbro has yet to announce dates for PulseCon. However, we do know that this figure will be available for purchase on November the 1st. And
I think.
oh,
there we go.
There's a better photo of the cardboard insert with the. I quite like the fact that they're doing more with sort of cardboard inserts and stuff for display purposes, but by the same token, I don't really want my shelves to look like a bunch of cardboard dioramas just stacked up next to each other. So, for me, they're more nice touches and extra pieces that I appreciate. Probably also ensures that I won't trash the box. But actually, that's not true. I've totally trashed all my Studio Series 86 boxes. I just removed I removed the backgrounds from them before trashing them. So who knows? I'll make a complete liar out of myself. But I appreciate the effort, and some people will love this and will want to display it that way. So more power to them.
Also coming out of left field, from memory, he transformed into a VHS tape to go into his console, not a cassette tape.
Ooh.
Though I might not be remembering it right, but I'm pretty sure, being the 90s, he went to a VHS tape.
Everything that I've read says that he transforms into a cassette and plays music rather than a video.
Okay.
Yeah. I also like Ravage's original G1 form was a micro cassette anyway. So I figure a lot of people in the West actually have actually learned of the existence of micro cassettes from Transformers rather than actually knowing that the format exists. And people are like, "Oh, Ravage is too small." Well, actually, no, it's not.
No. Yep.
So yeah. Look. The word that I have is because I do arrange imports and group buys for TCCA members. The word that I have is that this figure will be available from retailers across Asia. It's not quite set in stone how much it'll cost just yet, but it should not be impossible to get. So yeah, I think that's it. That's it for Covert Ravage. Shall we talk about something else?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. What's next? Let's go. It's the last figure in the Shattered Glass range for 2021. Now, this is actually quite interesting for a few reasons. So back when the Shattered Glass range was originally revealed, we were told that there would be 5 figures in the range. That'd be accompanied by 5 issues of the comic book going with Hasbro Pulse, and yeah, so we got a list leaked from a retailer that said it's going to be Blur, Starscream, Megatron, Goldbug, and Jetfire, and it turns out that leaked list was 100% correct. Now, we saw Jetfire go up. Again, Australia is the leakiest ship on the planet for Hasbro apparently at the moment. This was actually revealed, it seems, a day early by Zing, Pop Culture, and EB Games, who listed it on their website, handily including all of the photos of the product for us. So what we are looking at is a reissue of the Commander class Jetfire figure in black, because it's Shattered Glass. He's got a stunning black and purple color scheme, and for the first time we're seeing a windowed Commander class size box for his retail shelf presence. So this is a big box. For some reason, wait a second. Never mind that noise.
It was.
For some reason, I do happen to have the Jetfire box here. This is the kind of box that we're talking about for this guy. Unless they've compacted his limbs down or something like that. He's gonna be a big box. You can sort of see in the picture that the cardboard is probably a little bit different to the retail release figures. You can sort of see some of the ridges in the cardboard making it stronger because he is a big, heavy figure. So yeah, and he transforms into his jet mode. Comes with all the extra armor and all of the pieces that came with the original Jetfire as well. So this also kind of makes sense as to why they did a limited rerun of Jetfire earlier in the year as well. They got the mold back out after a couple of years. They gave it another run, and then they've done the Shattered Glass version. So, they're definitely making use of them. It also explains why they can't do further reissues of Siege Jetfire at the same time, because they can't run the mold in two different color schemes. Jonathan has also pointed out, it will be taller than the original Jetfire box because that Jetfire had his legs compacted in, which I suspected that might have been the case. He's actually, I don't know, he does look like his legs. Oh no. I was going to say he does look like his legs are compacted in there, but no, he's not. So yeah, he'll be a new size class of box that we haven't quite seen yet. As to the figure itself, sexy, shiny black and purple color scheme with a green canopy. Everything that we're familiar with from the Siege Jetfire, and a lot of us in Australia didn't get a chance to pick up Siege Jetfire, so this might be the first time that some of us get our hands on the mold. Clearly, I've got one here that I haven't opened yet, but yeah.
The bidding starts at $100.
Oh, that's cheap for Jetfire, but yeah. He is listed for $180 at EB and Zing Pop Culture. That is not out of band for a Commander class figure and a special edition, which is what the Shattered Glass range is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll probably come down on special, similar to other ones too, or maybe who knows.
Look, other Commander class figures have the Commander class price fluctuates all over the place. You got to remember that Rodimus was 150 at initial launch, and then came down to 110 at Big W's sale, which has unfortunately now finished. Skylinks went from 150 to 120. And at some point, the original Jetfire I think came down to $80 at some point on Amazon. Prices have fluctuated all over the place for these figures. So this is given that this is a more limited release, like you say you'll get it cheaper on sale, but like unless EB does like a percentage off store wide sale, I don't see these figures going on sale or on clearance sale. I think they'll just sit there until they sell out of them.
Well, there's always the risk of them not being available to go on sale, as you said.
Yeah.
Like they'll hang on. Maya are classic for it. They'll keep figures at over price for as long as they can before they finally drop them to a point where
they will. But Maya will also price match. EB will price match as well. But if they're the only place in Australia that actually has this in stock, there's nothing to actually force them to price match against.
Yeah. I mean, it is a great mold.
It is.
Yeah, I missed the first one. I still haven't seen it at retail anywhere. If I can find this, it'd be good. As Jonathan says in the chat, it is a great looking paint scheme on it. I'd just love to get that mold. If it's anything like Skylinks, just the weight, the plastic, and everything, the build, it'd be good to get in hand and play around with. So
yeah, he's fantastic. Despite the fact that I clearly haven't opened mine, I have handled other people's Jetfires, and he's a really impressive figure. He smacks of Hasbro trying to one up Fans Toys at a lower price point. And like as a few of us have said over the years, like it's very obvious that whoever was working on this at Hasbro had seen Fans Toys Phoenix when they're working on it and decided, I can beat that.
Yep. My only thing is I love the color scheme on the shield piece, and there's a bit of a discussion whether anyone will be actually displaying it like that. The extra bit of green and the matching purple to the backpack.
Yeah.
If there's a little bit extra of that on his just normal chest, because that's really cool like that too. So I would have that. Display him in that mode and have the regular one in his other mode, so it justifies everyone getting it. So go and get it, everyone.
Yeah. Look, I love Shattered Glass. This is a lock in for me. It's going to be my second Siege. Well, I say second. It's going to be my second Commander class Jetfire. Yeah, Brad, I think you said if you see it somewhere, you'd be interested to pick it up, perhaps.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, whether it gets to local retail or not, and the price as well. Like at 180, no. If it comes down to 120 or something like Skylinks did, then yes. But I wouldn't be paying that. That's an early masterpiece figure price.
Because he does have a lot of accessories.
He is very
and stuff as well.
masterpiece-like, in fact, as well.
Yeah,
Yeah. I do have him in my masterpiece cabinet. I think he actually scales well. He's got a few little tweaks you can do with it to his wings and stuff like that to make him feel a little bit bigger, just for your masterpiece. So, and I think he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is another case where.
Oh, I was just going to say on the accessories, you can see the accessories that are included with him just on this back panel here.
Yep.
Yeah. And this is another case where being able to go out to an event where the club is, that someone at the table is probably already going to have a figure, being able to play off and actually witness it in hand, and then the amount of times you see figures in hand, go, oh, take my money. Where is it? Even at the con, you're paying con prices for. I just need that figure because it's so good. So. Yeah,
it's true. It does happen. I mean, this happens to us even at the conventions that when we're not allowed to sort of take any stock along to sell, people will come up and just go like, "I want that figure. How much for it?" They're like, "Sorry." And,
How many people were reaching for HasLab Unicron saying, "Give it to me"?
I think people understand that one's not for sale. But a lot of them ask how you got it. A lot of people didn't realize it had been released yet as well.
Yeah,
sort of talking about the most recent Supernova appearances in Sydney and Melbourne, where we had two Unicrons in Melbourne, but just one in Sydney. But yeah. Anyway, look, he's a very impressive figure. The original Siege Jetfire is a very impressive figure. So, yeah.
I think it'll do well.
I think so too. Michael Carter says, "Black and purple. How can you not go Jet?" So yeah, he does make an impressive figure in Jet mode.
Yep.
Let's move on. We vaguely talked about HasLab earlier on. We mentioned HasLab Unicron again. HasLab's at it again. They've sort of reactivated and started up a couple of new projects. Now, not in Transformers land, but just a couple of days ago, HasLab announced a new Galactus Marvel Legends project. It's a 32-inch tall Galactus figure, and he looks extremely impressive. $400, I think it's $400 US. Unlike Unicron, definitely available for purchase around Asia if you're not in the crowdfunding region in the US where they're opening up. So you can definitely pre-order him across Asia. If you're a club member looking to acquire a HasLab Galactus, you can get in touch with us and we will be able to help you import that as well.
With my limited knowledge of who Galactus is that just a 32-inch blob of plastic to look like a cloud?
No, he's. Oh no! We're not talking about the Fox version of Galactus. So
okay.
Classic Galactus is. Oh, wait a second. You know, I can do this. Hang on.
We probably don't need to.
Oh, look! I think it sort of.
I know
goes
one
to
of them turns into a big purple man, but.
He's a big purple man.
That's him. He's a big angry purple man. There he is.
There we go. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it's a 32-inch tall figure. He's incredibly articulated. He's got I think there's 20 points of articulation in those hands, and of course he can also pick up other Marvel Legends figures as well. If you would like to match up Galactus and Unicron, you could certainly do so. They both stand roughly the same height. Galactus is a little bit taller, but Galactus has also got a. Galactus also looks like who was the character in the Power of the Primes that was voiced by Mark Hamill, who had a massive forehead. Same thing.
They're definitely like their Devourer of Worlds theme going on at the minute.
Yeah. HasLab is definitely into the I think making toys of gods. I think we'll go for.
So that's sort of there's a difference there too. Like, didn't you say it was only $400 or something? Just not having to transform the engineering there to transform something into another, being able to put a lot of that budget in engineering, the articulation, the paint. If you're a Marvel collector, I'm sure this is at the top of your scale. And from
I will also just point out, in comparison to Unicron, this guy's been up for 2 days and he's almost at half of his required required thing. If you recall, the Unicron crowdfunding period had to get extended in order to Yes. I mean, look, it's a $400 instead of a $500 purchase. Same thing applies as with Unicron though. People in the US need to actually find $400 to pay for this upfront, because they will charge your card at the end of it. In fact, it's interesting. They didn't put the date in here, but it does say August 30th, 2021. So there's a month and a half to fund it. Looks very likely that it will end up funded. So
anyway, there's a reason we've got this.
So the reason we bring this up is because HasLab has also teased at the same time that they're going to be doing something Transformers Victory related. Now, there's quite a few things that this could be. However, it does appear that that's a nice bird noise in the background.
Magpies are going off in the background.
No, it gives us a nice Australian flavour for the podcast. So it does appear that certain members of the community who have been clamouring for an updated Starsaber toy might well be getting their dreams, their hopes, all made manifest and made real. We have heard rumors from earlier this year. There's been a lot of leaks and rumors coming from Hasbro the last few months. We did hear a rumor that there would be another HasLab figure. This one apparently would be a much more modest price of $300, I believe. We're expecting that, and we're hoping for a nice reveal of Starsaber, and people are also saying that a stretch goal for it might also be another figure or a combining figure of Victory Leo as well. So it's not official yet. We don't really know what size, class, or anything it would be. People are saying that Starsaber should be bigger than Jetfire, and we just had Jetfire up on screen. We know that he's a big figure at Commander class scale, so it does make sense that above that size they're going into crowdfunding territory.
If any of us have the Masterpiece version, I'd say it'd be you, Alan. Although, Jason, you're a numbers guy, so you'd have the original one as well.
I do. He's in a box somewhere, though.
Yeah. I just wonder if
that was also a big
it's just going to be an upscale. If they're just going to upscale it.
So he's a big masterpiece. I think, if anything, it's not going to be an upscale of that. But also, I expect this to be more in line with a War for Cybertron figure for articulation and features, rather than it being being a clean masterpiece look. So, bear in mind also that the 2022 Transformers range is said to be Legacy, the first a new trilogy called Legacy. The first year of that is to be called Evolution, and it's to draw characters from across different Transformers franchises and timelines, which means bringing in something from Victory is very on point for it. So hopefully we'll see some news of this being made official in the next few months. It might be something that they announce at PulseCon, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah. Because I don't think the MP had all the features as the character did in the actual animation, with his modes and combinations and things like that. So they might be going authentic.
So it could well be true. Yeah. All right, let's move on. This is a story that I am absolutely certain that Brad put in the run sheet. Only for me, so I'm going to milk it for a few minutes. As everyone knows, whenever I see Transformers pins, my reaction is to buy them, and so this year we are seeing some collectible enamel pins being announced by a company called Icon Heroes. Now, This has a tag on it that says it's a convention exclusive. Now, that might make it intended for STCC. We'll see exactly what that convention actually is. But Hot Rod and Ultra Magnus, I would hope that there might also be a pin of some of the Decepticons. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, Hot Rod and Ultra Magnus pins. I will be looking for a pre-order for this to add them onto my pin board anytime. We'll see. I expect that both of you will not.
I don't know. They actually match the pins I've got, strangely enough. So if there was a nice price, I wouldn't mind.
What are the pins that you've got?
You know, I've got the two sets of the G1 character pins in that similar style.
Oh yes, yeah. The older ones. This will be much more sort of modern manufacturing for them, I think. But yeah, bit of interest from the live chat. Hopefully Galvatron and Cyclonus maybe. And Michael Carter says, "Hope so. I'm into the pins too." I'm not alone. I'm very happy. So yeah, and also Jonathan Hawkins also said the rest of the podcast is over. I'm just going to talk pins for the rest of the day. It's true. I don't know. We'll see. So Alan, tell me your top 20 Transformers pins in intricate detail.
Oh yes. Well, it all started when I was a child, and I discovered it on this Toy World bench there. Well, this pin just shining. Anyway.
Yes. Anyway, yeah. Fast forward to the end, and now we're very, very hot for new pins. I am going to have to look up Icon Heroes and see whether this is the only Transformers pin set that they've done, or if there'll be others or more coming. Hopefully.
So this is a new mob that's doing them, not existing.
I haven't heard of Icon Heroes before. I am going to I'm going to visit them because I have two monitors, so I'm going to. So they also have GI Joe pins. Mm-hmm. They have a. Oh, guys, wait a second. Hold on.
Gem in the holograms or something.
Hold on.
Street Sharks.
Look at that. They also have.
Oh, is that the letter? No, okay.
It's a Grimlock letter opener.
Wow.
I left that out. I thought, yeah. that's banned in 5 states.
It probably is too. Try importing this into the country, you'll fail miserably. Interesting. Also, it's kind of a bit of a throwback to when we used to get letters that required opening, because these days we all get parcels that require a knife to open, and I don't know if this would actually be up to it.
Yeah,
it's only got to cut tape.
I bet he could actually put it in the actual character's fist too. They probably just molded it off the toy.
Maybe. Let's do a live search for Transformers, and look, so they've got mouse pads. Decepticon, a faction card holder. So that's quite cool.
Pause the podcast, and we're going to go shopping right now.
Oh, guys, look at this! Guys, look at this. There's more pins. More pins.
Oh shit!
That's it. I'm out. We're done.
Is that a Nemesis Prime? No, who's that over there next to? Is it Mirage and it?
Let's just cool our jets, right? Because these 3 pin sets that we're looking at here do not carry the movie anniversary logo, so they're just standard issue pin sets. So we've got Megatron and Soundwave, Optimus.
That matters.
Optimus and Bumblebee. Jonathan Hawking says, "What did I say, everyone?" It's very, very true. However, Jonathan, you also said that's pretty cool. So,
yeah.
And there's also a repaint of the Optimus and the Soundwave pins into Nemesis Prime and Sound Blaster. There's also a red version of the letter opener. Oh my goodness!
Matrix.
So this one actually was revealed a week or 2 ago as well. It's a Matrix of Leadership bookend. So you split it in half. And you put.
Oh, that'd be good for the comic people and the book people.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's. I mean, we're also complaining that Hasbro never does anything with like a collectible Matrix design. So fair enough. You can even open this up, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's have a look at page 2 of the results because the movie pins should be there as well. I don't know why Mumra came up when we were searching for Transformers, but whatever. We'll let them have it. Oh, does he? Okay, fair enough. I guess so does Shazam in that case. So there's 4 sets of pins. My wallet is going to take a 4 times dent in order to order these. Available third quarter 2021 for all of them. I'm guessing that they might all be available for SDCC.
They're all in your shopping cart now. Yeah.
Yeah, I might just see if I can. Oh no, then man, pre-order. There we go. All right, I'll fix that up. I'll fix that up later.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Have you met me?
He's gonna do it.
Yeah, no, I'm totally gonna do it.
I love those bookends.
So we might, cool. I might, thanks a bunch TFW for burying the rest of the pins in this story. But, whatever. They were also trying to save my wallet apparently. So yeah, there we go. There's some live pre-order action for the podcast and a new set of pins to come up on my pin board. I have been collecting the Fig pins recently as well, which in fact those are an acquisition that I forgot to bring in, but that's okay. Yeah, so let's move on. As sad as I am to leave the pin story behind. Do
you need to stop and have a drink and just calm yourself down a bit there?
I'm gonna take a moment.
No money's been transferred yet. You can think about it. You just mull it overnight and just go for it.
Unexpected extra pin syndrome.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go to IKEA and buy a new pin board. My Transformers pin board is surprisingly full. In fact, and I've got multiple sets of the Beast Wars pins coming in. I've got way too many pins for the current size of the pin board, so I need to get a new one.
Without
that's a good problem.
Without showing us how big that board is, what about Power Rangers? How Power Rangers gesturing how big this board is, so we know how many pins there are.
Well, so IKEA has a pin board. I believe it's called.
Is it like a cork board that you just plug them into, or?
Yeah. It's like it sounds kind of weird. Like it's called the IKEA Vagus.
Oh yeah.
Don't pronounce it. Don't mispronounce that. So it's 58 by 39 centimeters. I have mine in. I've got mine arranged in landscape, not portrait, and it's kind of full. It's kind of full, nice. And I've got piles of pins that still need to be added. So gonna have to get a new one.
Is it you've just got yours as a cork backdrop, or have you put something there and then put the pins over it like the Transformers?
I quite like a cork backdrop for pins these days. I've tried various things over the years, and some of them are a lot more work than others. And ultimately, if you're going to put pins on a cork board, I don't mind it looking like a cork board. It's kind of a nice neutral background that brings out the pins.
Yeah. You're not losing some pins in different colours and whatever else. Yep. Yeah. Oh, nice.
If you can see cork, you haven't got enough pins.
That's true.
They're swarming.
Michael Cardis asked, what site is that? We were on the Icon Heroes website looking at their pins, which I think is just iconheroes.com. But you can Google Icon Heroes and it comes up. And the site that we were looking at the pinboards on was just IKEA. So, yeah. Those notice boards from IKEA, they're great value. I think they're about $10 each.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, if you've got some pins that you want to put up on display, why wouldn't you do that? So, yeah.
Yes.
All right. Enough pins. Enough pin talk. It's been, I believe, if I scroll back through the list, we've actually done about 10 minutes talking about pins. My apologies. My apologies. Let's go to the final story of the day. There's some more set photos from Transformers: Rise of the Beasts have come to light. Once again, showing off the Porsche Alt mode for Mirage. Now, as I was saying to you guys in the pre-show, if I didn't know any better, I would say this is jazz. just because the blue stripe on the hood and that sort of iconic Porsche look. I know they don't want to tread on the toes of what's gone before with the Bay movie, so it's Mirage, it's not Jazz. It does sort of match Mirage's color scheme, so that's fine. Also, Mirage being a Formula One car would not be a very good disguise for him, so fair enough. Also, just a small note there. I don't know if I can zoom this in or not. I'm gonna try. We'll open this in the YouTube. There you go. Always keep the spares in the background as well.
Yeah.
See that one that they've got there with the mount on the back? That must be for cameras or something that they're using for.
It's not just a mount. There's a bloke sitting on it already.
There he is.
Oh yeah.
It's an Action Master.
Yeah.
So he must be responsible for moving the car. So,
yeah, it'll be a front on self moving shots, so you don't see the driver.
Yeah. Yep.
Jonathan Hawking says, I'm still torn up about Jazz's fate in the first movie. Look, to be honest, it gives me a splitting headache whenever I think about it. But yeah.
Well, we had Mirage die in the movie as well, but
did we? What?
Mirage was in Dark of the Moon.
Was he? Oh well, I didn't.
Or Dino, Mirage, whatever you want.
Oh yes, fair enough.
There's a long history of the naming issues in the movies. We can all go back to Bumblebee and those trails and thinking, oh wow, Starscream's in this.
Certainly.
Yeah, so they could call that Brawl for all we know. And
yeah, okay. So clearly this is Outback for Rise of the Beasts.
Yeah, that's what they are. People think of moving away from the Bay movies, we're going to lose that Bay naming sake and stuff, but it's here to stay. It's what the live action Transformers are. It
is. There's a couple more shots of
What's Proto Squeaks?
Yeah. Well, so it's funny you say that because there's also this.
Oh no, it's Squeaksy.
Squeaks may have an appearance. Who knows? It looks the color scheme is right, and he's also got the damage. Who knows? There might be something.
Didn't we get a blue bee in Masterpiece? Was that wasn't?
We didn't get a blue bee, but there is a blue bee that exists. There's
okay.
So generally it's Glyph, and there is also the light blue. The light blue Titans Return Bumblebee that was released in Japan for a promotional time with the Bump of Chicken band.
All right, forget I asked.
So we could be looking at Bump of Chicken turning up in the 90s.
It could be an official sponsor of the movie, you know.
Yeah. Anyway,
chickens are a beast.
I have that Bumblebee, and he's gorgeous, but I don't know a thing about the band. There's also a nice little preview of a slight shooting script here as well, which I'm sure everyone has already done the zoom and enhance trick. I mean, like, I could send it through Google Lens and see what it comes up with for us. Like, it's not that hard to read, right? You know, it's a classy establishment on the Upper West Side. Fancy cars and fancy people pulling up to valet. We pull back to reveal someone's Acura. Oh, that's a classy. That's a classy car. Anyway, so yeah, there's photos going around that show like one page of the shooting script, and there's a date on it from the 7/11/21. So it's the 11th. So it's just 1 week ago. This script was produced.
So I'm still amazed that it's actually filming. Like I was expecting it late in the year to come out next year, summer.
Well, so this is the thing. Like, if they really need to actually finish filming this and get the effects work done, because it's gonna take them a year to render all the bots and do all the effects work for it. So
yeah.
Well, I reckon the Beast part's been worked on for a while, because that company that's been working on the Beast element, I'm guessing that all their shots are just complete CGI. In however fashion, when they're animals, obviously.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know, the fan theory. I've got my fan theories, as do we all. Time travel is one of them, I reckon.
Time travel.
Time.
Yep.
So basically, Alan's explanation is wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff, right?
It's the only way to sort of just get rid of reboot the base stuff, not in a way, you know.
Fair enough. Look, we've also heard that Unicron does figure into the new movies, whatever. So like, you know, I wouldn't be too surprised to see them try to tie it all together. I mean, people and companies have been known to go through dramatic efforts and dramatic lengths in order to try to make sense of all of the things that they put money in beforehand. So, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
No, I'd love to see these sort of earlier films, time-wise. Trilogy there, sort of leading hints at maybe stuff we've seen later on the Bay films, and then coming back. And I'm probably the only one, but I'd still love to see the conclusion of what Megatron appearing in Earth from the last night would lead to, even if the last night was pretty bad. That's
I think you mean Unicron appearing in Earth, right?
What did I say? Megatron.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
But that's fine. Megatron's appearance in the last night was the subject of some discussions.
Yeah. Well, I always felt that was doing like the Transformers Prime series, where Earth was obviously Unicron in that one, and then Galvatron was taken over, and he had his other ways of manifesting himself through other characters and forms. So who knows?
Yeah. Look, I greatly appreciated the way that Prime handled Unicron, being that Unicron's Earth, and it means that you can't just blow him up. So you need to find some way of actually defeating him other than sort of a military engagement. Which I think that the Bay trilogy, the two Bay, whatever, the Bay movies were probably heading in a similar direction of having to deal with that. But we may never know, or they may try to sort of link it all up with these as well. We'll see how it goes.
it's all connected.
Yeah, early days, but yeah.
It's all connected. It's true. All of it. Yeah. All right.
Or not.
That is so that is it for news. Now, we've done a little run around before the show and decided that none of us have any new acquisitions except for Alan, and Alan can't really show his new acquisition on the podcast at the moment. I do have one figure that I unpacked but did not newly acquire this week. I'll get a little bit closer here, and I'm gonna just give myself a solo layout there, and it is good old Shattered Glass Blur. So I gotta say I wasn't hugely taken with the Studio Series 86 Blur mold, but the colors and the paint applications on this guy just really make it pop a little bit more. And is if I can, let's see if I can make my camera focus on his head. His head sculpt is also really quite nice and impressive as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
very nice.
Very happy with him. Onto the Shattered Glass shelf he will go, along with the other Shattered Glass characters when they come out later in the year.
Is there enough room for Jetfire there?
Yes. Maybe, I don't know. Like the Shattered Glass shelf is sort of nominally up here, and then there's some space above it as well. So
there you go.
We'll see.
But it's good. He's nice and. I was going to say it's good. He's nice and lanky, like Blur should be. Like the animated Blur being real long leg, and you want to run fast. You want to be light in your limbs and not bulky calves like the rest of the figures we see.
That is very true. Very true. So yeah, that's it for acquisitions. I still have an Arc sitting out in the living room that I haven't opened yet. I still have.
Go on, what are you doing?
Where is it? Go get it.
There's a table full of red alerts that needs to be posted. I'm pretty sure I did show Red Alert last week on the podcast. It was the only thing that I had opened at the time. But Kingdom Red Alert, very very happy with him. He's I said when I was looking at the original photos of him, just the tweaks to the colors to make him the more basic and brighter colors. So he's not an off-white anymore. He's white. He's got a brighter red on him, and just bringing that up really, really makes the character pop. His Siege Cybertronian version just looks a little bit more dull by comparison now. So yeah, very, very happy with him.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll aim to open some more figures by next week. I said this last week, but I just ran out of time this week.
Yeah. Oh, while I've got no new acquisitions, I have been able to get in the shed and get some stuff organised. Get my fine fragrance displays sort of lined up in a row. So now I'm working on getting stuff spread out from just 2 into 5. So at the moment, one of those is taken up with my Prime costume. It's encased in glass at the moment. So we'll see what happens with that. But,
as well, it should be as well. That was a wonderful costume.
Yeah, every time I look at it, there's masking tape peeling, and I might have to interact with get some glue or something onto it to try and save it from just into heat. But but yeah, getting all those displays worked out in the shed, working out what I'm going to do. It's been too long just sitting doing nothing. So
yeah, look, so thinking back over like podcasts of old, where we used to have you sitting in front of 2 of the displays with figures in them. I would actually. I know when you were setting up the shed, and you said ages ago that you would set up the shed, you'd have more display space and stuff. But I haven't seen it, so like, would love to see the space that you have available, even if you haven't actually set it up yet, and sort of see what it's going to become. As you can sort of see from what's going on behind me here, there is some work going on my displays here as well. But yeah, I'm not quite. I'm not quite finished with it, but also I need. I'm like a TV weather guy. I need another one of these small Billy shelves, and we're in lockdown, so my only choice is I've got 2 choices to get a small Billy shelf. Actually, I've got 3 choices to get a small Billy shelf. Right, one, I can order it from IKEA and get them to deliver it. IKEA charges $50 for delivery. The shelves are $50. I don't really want to do that. 2, get someone to go and do a click and collect and get someone to collect it for me. However, we're in more serious lockdown now, and it's a bit irresponsible to sort of ask someone to go and do it for me. So this is probably going to stay this way for a couple more weeks. We'll see how it goes. But this cupboard, I hate this cupboard. This is going to go downstairs into the storage cage, and there'll just be a bit of a chasm on that side of things for a little while. But I was going to say my third option is to find someone who might be selling one around here in Mascot in Sydney, and sort of cheekily go out for exercise and go and pick up a cabinet and bring it home. But I don't feel great about that option either. So don't know. It's slightly frustrating to sort of go, well, I know what I want to do and not be able to do it, but it's the reality of being in lockdown, and it's definitely a first world problem. Oh my goodness, my toy shelves don't look the way I'd like them to look. Goodness me, what am I going to do, right?
Well, that's it. Yeah. Like sitting here now, and like Alan is there now, definitely I'd need to get a couch in front of those displays as well, because you need to be comfy. If you're comfy sitting down in front of your displays, it's something that I like the idea of having a couch in here, but this is my study, so yeah,
it's not somewhere where I can really set up a couch and a work desk. So it's that would be kind of a pipe dream for me. Like I need to move to the country. Basically, is what happens, right? I need to move to the country where I can have a study that's twice this size, and then IKEA will charge me $300 for delivery instead of $50 because I'm doing
yeah, we can't have it all.
No, it's true. Look, I think there's merit in also there's merit in discussing sort of the mechanics of how we display our figures and what we do with them as well. But that might be a topic for another podcast a little bit later. I think.
You definitely see
Yeah.
people like when they're starting the collections asking for advice, you know, for how to display and this kind of thing. So
That's
I've
right.
got one of every type of cabinet in here.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You've got the set of cabinets.
it's I think the entire wall's covered in glass now.
Yeah.
So
Look, the one thing that I've also found since I do have my first glass display cabinet over here, which you can sort of just see the edge of on my screen. Since adding this into my room, I have been more tempted to go for more glass display cabinets, and I'm going to say, Facebook Marketplace is one hell of a resource. If you and Marketplace is kind of weird, right? It will remember the last thing you searched for and constantly send you notifications for it. So the last thing you search for is glass display cabinets. Every couple of days, have a look because it will send you a notification. And go, hey, there's new glass display cabinets. But yeah, like if the last thing you look for was something that you really don't want, just do another search for something you do. But yeah, no, it's been pretty impressive. I'm very tempted to add another glass display case to my.
local pickup eBay can sometimes work okay too.
Yeah, so that doesn't really happen around the inner suburbs in Sydney though. Like a lot of them are
okay.
a lot of local pickups would be sort of like well, I guess if they're suburban private sellers, they'll be on Facebook anyway.
And some of the larger chain op shops, if you get the larger sort of warehouse type ones, they get a lot of, nice cabinetry in. You can snap some up.
That's true. That's true. And also, there's a lot of places that do. So suddenly we've started talking about displays. There's a lot of places that do office supplies and office equipment auctions as well. They can often sell direct as well. Anyway, enough about displays. That might be a topic for another time.
It's Crafty Corner. We've got to go there though.
Yeah,
but it's not the best thing to talk about. But of course, there's a lot of businesses hurting at the moment, and businesses closing down. My original display was from a shoe shop having the timber shoe racks with the glass shelves in it to put figures on. I'm sure all them fine fragrance displays I got come from a defunct business as well. So if you keep an eye out there, stuff's going to start coming up. If you've just got sort of the open stuff like that, like you got, Jason, Bunnings have the glass pool fence partitions, which are pretty much just a big 1,200 square sheet of glass with the holes in the corners to mount them to each other. But you could screw that to the front of wooden cabinets and have a glass display that way without being all glass. It's going to be heavy as shit, but
it'll also stop people getting to my pool behind the glass.
It's tempered.
I mean, you need to keep people out of the Quintesson pit of judgment.
Yeah, right? Yep. So,
all right. Look, that's probably enough talk about displays and acquisitions. I'm going to bring the screen share back in and talk about some club news because we've launched 2021 memberships for Transformers Collectors Club Australia. I would also like to just thank everyone for their uptake on memberships. It's been about 3 days since we launched it, and we're already nearing 100 members. So,
shit!
We're
great work.
We're very, very happy with it. We've got 2 really nice brand new member cards for this year. They're featuring artwork from a lovely bloke in the UK called James Marsh, who I've met at TF Nation. He's done us two iconic characters that first appeared in the 86 movie in RC and Scourge. And a lot of people were guessing at these characters, and people were like, "Oh, it'll be Galvatron," but we've already done Galvatron. We've already done Ultra Magnus, and so we sort of narrowed our choices down. We did want to have characters that first appeared in the movie because it is the anniversary of the movie this year. So RC and Scourge. Some changes to the member packs this year. I don't know if I can make that image any bigger. We have key rings this year with Autobot and Decepticon factions instead of the car stickers. We are still looking to source some of those car stickers if people want to make their new cars Autobots or Decepticons. But we do find that we wanted to do the key rings because we wanted to make something that people would sort of pick up and carry with them. And so we've also redone our bumper stickers. So the Decepticon faction gets an "I Still Function" since '86 movie,
great.
and Autobot gets "Lighting Our Darkest Hour" since '86. That's not all though. We also have some other bumper stickers available as well. There's an extra range of bumper stickers you can bolt onto your membership. So if you're a Beast Wars fan, it is also the Beast Wars anniversary year, so you can get Monkey Not Truck since '96, and you can also get Saying Yes since '96 as well. And there's also another nod to the movie. Yes, I'm driving a junkie on since '86.
That's really good.
That's great. I love that.
So yeah, a big thanks to our sometime podcast co-host Ash Whaling for disguising for designing the bumper stickers for us as well, and
Nice
also
work.
massive thanks to James Marsh for I'm going to bring it back up, the absolutely stunning, gorgeous member artwork for the cards. So really happy with those. We've been sitting on those cards for quite a while. We designed them a couple of months ago. So yeah. Otherwise, you get the same benefits as before for last year. For as a member, you get early notice of fundraisers. You get a newsletter. You get access to the freight forwarding group buys and acquisitions operation that's run by yours truly. And if you've got any questions about Transformers collecting, you can message any of us running the club, and we'll take some time to help you. I mean, you can usually message anyone that you like in the group anyway, and people are generally friendly enough to help you. But we will definitely take our time to try to help you and do whatever you'd like. So that's club membership for the year. Membership remains $10. The additional bumper stickers, the Beast Wars bumper stickers and the Junkion, they're $2.50 each. And if you would like both factions, we also are officially making that available for an extra $6 as well. So yeah, I'm actually really surprised the number of people who've gone for both factions. So people clearly want both Autobot and Decepticon key rings, or maybe it's
get
the
it
bumper
all.
stickers. Not quite sure.
Yep.
So, yeah.
We should also clarify that is artwork for members, not artwork of members.
Well, yes. I mean, if you want,
joke.
we can probably get someone to actually do a caricature of you as well.
I was talking about members, but anyway, don't
Right.
Oh, that went flat.
Right.
Anyway,
yes, fair enough. Right. Yeah, put a transition in there.
yeah.
All right. I'm gonna
Played it air.
Yeah, fair enough. Excellent. All done. We're finished. Thank you for listening, everyone. Thank you for watching along with the live record. A few of you have. We've taken a Sunday afternoon because we're in lockdown, and what the hell else are we going to do? So if you've been watching the live record, thank you very much, and for those of you contributing live comments, also much appreciated. You can find out more about these stories with links and more in the show notes. Please feel free to get in touch with us. You can find the podcast on its website at transformersweekly.podbean.com, the Australian Transformers Weekly Facebook page, or all three of us, you'll find us in Transformers Collectors Club Australia on Facebook. We are a production of Transformers Collectors Club Australia, or a registered club in Victoria. We're not run for profit, mainly because we can't make one. Run by volunteers donating their time, effort, energy, and money to make collecting in Australia better for everyone. Our goal is to connect Transformers fans around the country. We all collect them, like whatever. We do it by engaging the collecting community. We like to go out to events like Supernova, Oz Comic Con. Before Melbourne went into lockdown this week, we were going to head to Comic Expo this week. But unfortunately, it was cancelled. Those events do cost money for us to attend a lot of the time. So the fundraising opportunities, we like to trade figures that people like for funding for the club, so that we can continue to do what we like to do and what we want to do to help raise the club's profile. You can find out more information about the benefits of membership on the page that I just had up on the screen share, or in fact still do have up on the screen share. You can go to transformerscca.com. Now I'm going to take that out now. Going off world, you can find me on Twitter at JM77. The club also has a Twitter account at Transformers CCA. Brad, you've got I see you've removed your YouTube show from the run sheet, but we're still going to talk about it. It's Budget Adventures, I believe. Is that right?
The Budget Adventure Show. Yep.
The Budget Adventure Show. Now in season 2, was it?
Yep.
Yeah, now in season 2 on YouTube. That is it from us. Thank you. And Alan, we look forward to seeing you again in 3 or 4 years' time after you've gotten over all the stress of the newborn and they've grown up enough so that they're semi-autonomous.
I'll have grey hair next time you'll see me.
I don't know. You've gone through one already, so I think you'll be right.
Yeah, it's when you start barricading the collection shelves and the displays with couches and chains and everything else to stop them from getting into it.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, yes, I had I had someone bring their kid into the man cave, and within 5 seconds they had their hands on a vintage figure, and like, yep, okay, didn't lock that one.
This is why ultimately, if your collection is in a public place, you should make damn well sure that you can lock it. So yeah,
Mom, dinosaurs. No, put Shuriken down.
Well, you know.
Yep.
All right. That is it from us. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting, and we will be back with more Transformers news soon. Hopefully next week, because let's be honest, New South Wales is not getting out of lockdown any time soon. Thanks for watching, and bye.
See ya.